This
programming
conference will
language,
now be
okay,
recorded.
a programming language will be totally dependent on class and the object. So whenever you are creating the class, so how generally we create the class here? So we create the class with the help of the class. Okay, so class followed by the class name. So what you are doing here, you are saying class followed by the class name. So then what you are saying, so student Sandy is equal to new student. So what is this new student basically? New student is nothing but, so new student is nothing but what? New student is nothing but what? So new student is nothing but the object. New student is nothing but the object. So now here new bank is nothing but the object. So then what is this HDFC, ICICI and all? They are nothing but the references. They are nothing but the references. Okay, so that was the idea basically. So that was the idea where we were creating the class object and we were accessing the employee class elements. Yes or no? Because basically a class contains what? Class contains data and methods. The class contains always data and methods. So whenever I'm saying class, what a class will contain? Class will contain data and methods. Class will contain data and methods. So what objects will help you? Objects will help you in referencing. Objects will help you in referencing. So objects will help you in referencing. So what they will reference? They will reference the methods. They'll reference the variables. They reference the data members. They reference the data members. So that was the main idea. Yes or no? So that was the main idea behind creating the object. Okay, so creating the object, creating the data, I mean accessing the data, accessing the method. So that was the idea, right? Okay, now along with the class and object, so what are the other things that we should have? Okay, so now today we will talk about principles. Okay, so what we'll talk about now? Principles of object oriented programming. So besides having classes, besides having objects, so we should also have the principles that will follow object oriented programming terminology. Okay, so whenever I'm saying object oriented terminology principles, they are nothing but, so they are nothing but what? So they are nothing but inheritance. Okay, so they are nothing but what? Inheritance, the first one, inheritance. Second one, okay. So let me put all those things. So 20 here. So inheritance first. So then we will say polymorphism. Then we'll say polymorphism. Then we will talk about, okay. So polymorphism. Then we will talk about abstraction. Then we will talk about encapsulation. Okay, so what are the things that we are talking about here? We are talking about polymorphism, abstraction. Okay, so polymorphism, abstraction, sorry, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, and encapsulation. Okay, just wait a second. Okay, so when I'm talking about inheritance, what exactly is inheritance basically? So inheritance means the concept of, okay, so inheritance means the concept of acquiring the properties. So basically what are properties? The data, the methods. So those properties, those data will be accessed by the other classes, accessed by the other classes. How they will access and all, I'll show you. So inheritance, what is it? It is a concept of, okay, so inheritance means it is a concept of acquiring the properties of the existing class, or properties of the existing class, acquiring the properties of the existing class. So properties means what? The data and the methods. What are the properties, sir? Properties are nothing but the data and the methods. Properties are nothing but data and methods. Okay, right. So in Java we can have five types of inheritance. In Java, we have what? Five types of inheritance. So first one is single inheritance. What is the first one? Single inheritance. Next is multi-level inheritance. Multi-level inheritance. Okay, next one is hierarchical inheritance. What is the next one? Hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance. Okay, next one is so hierarchical inheritance. So next one is going to be multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance. So next one is going to be hybrid inheritance. Hybrid inheritance. Okay. So just wait for one more minute. Take the properties and one class will give the properties. Yes. Okay. So what are the two things here? The class which will give the properties, the class which will take the properties, the class which will give the properties, and the class which will give the properties. Yes or no? Getting my point? So who will give? That class is known as the parent class. The class which will give the properties is said to be what? Parent class. The class which will take the properties, it will be called as what? It will be called as the child. It will be called as the child. Okay, right. So first we will talk about single inheritance. Single inheritance. Okay, single inheritance. In this we have a single parent class. Single parent class. So what is parent class? The class the class that give properties, the class that give properties, okay, that give properties, and a single child class. What is this class? The class that takes properties, the class that takes properties, that takes properties. Yes. So single inheritance means the class which will give the properties. Okay. Single child means the class which will take the properties, What do you mean by properties? Properties means properties means data and the methods. See, what will be there in the class to take? Data will be there and methods will be there. Data will be there and methods will be there. Yes or no? Okay. So in that way you look into this. So now how we can do this activity? Okay. Now let's say I have a class. Okay, I have a class called one. Okay, what class I have now? I have a class called one. Okay, so I have a class called one. Okay, So class 1, right? So class 1 will have int v1 is equal to 51. Okay. So and I will have some method. I'll have some method. Let's say this method is something which is just printing system dot out dot println. Okay. So it is printing hello, I'm a child class. I'm a child class. So what it is doing? It is printing hello, I'm a child class, right? Now I want to make this v1 and method to be used by some other class. Then what I'll say? I'll say class 2 extends. What I'll say? Class 2 extends 1. Class 2 extends 1. So you take the properties of class 1. You take the properties of class 1. Okay. So in that way, you are going to take that. Okay. In that way, you are going to take the properties. In that way, you are going to take the properties. Getting my point? Yes or no? Yes. So whenever you are talking about taking the properties, so what is the technical way of doing it? Using extents. Using extents. Now what are there here automatically? Automatically these two things are there here. Okay, sir. What is the proof? Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, I think this won't happen today. So let me. Get, right. So class two extends one. Okay. So now what I'm saying, when you say extends, what will happen? All the properties of one class will come to the class 2. Will come to the class 2. Okay. Right. So now what we will do here is, okay. So we will, okay. What we'll do is we will create one more class. Right click here, say new. We will create a class inherit demo. Okay. So inherit demo. So we'll make it main. Okay. So we'll close this employee. Right. So now what I told you, I will create class one. So here what I have to do, I have to say system dot out dot println. Okay, system dot out dot println. I have to say hello, I'm a child class and all. Now what I'll say here, I'll say class two extends one. Now class two contain any data, any methods? Will class two contain any data, contain any methods? No, right? Yes or no? No. But now I will create which object? I will create the object 2. I'll create the object 2. Now tell me how to create object 2. 2t is equal to new 2. Yes or no? This is a way to create the object or not? So how can I create 2t is equal to new 2? I created an object of which class? 2 class. I created an object of which class? 2 class. So 2t is equal to new 2, right? Now t is capable of what? T is capable of what? The reference, of course. T is capable of what? Accessing v1 and method. Sir, v1 and method are of 1, no? But 1 properties are taken by whom? 1 properties are already taken by 2. 1 property is already taken by 2. Getting my point or not? So 1 properties are taken by whom? 1 properties are taken by 2. Now T can also access v1 and method. Yes or no? Simple. Understood the concept? What is inheritance? Inheritance is nothing but accessing the data of another class. That another class is called as the parent class. That another class is called as which class? Parent class. Now 2 is what? Child class. So 2 is having now v1 and method also. Sir, proof. Okay. Now I will say system dot out dot println t dot v1. T dot v1. So what is t dot v1 will do? What does t dot v1 will do? T dot v1 will access v1. T dot v1 will access 51. Why? Why? Because that v1 is coming to 2 also. That v1 is coming to 2 also. 2 is holding v1 now. Why, sir? How, sir? Because of inheritance. Because of inheritance. So you don't have to redo it again. Am I clear? You don't have to redo it again, recreate it once again. So if you want to make changes, you can make or you can do anything. But v1 is given by the parent. V1 is given by whom? By the parent. Understanding my concept? Yes, v1 is given by whom? V1 is given by the parent. Okay, now we can even access what? This method. We can even access this method. So what is that method? T dot method. T dot method. So now T dot method I am accessing and I am getting hello, I am a child class. Yes or no? Why, sir? How you are getting? 2 does not have anything. No, 2 does not have anything. We know. But 2 is taking whose properties? One's properties. It is as simple as that. Am I crystal clear or not? Yes or no? Okay. So now in this way, you understand the concept of which inheritance this is? Single inheritance. Which inheritance? Single inheritance. Single inheritance means one parent, one child. One parent, one child. Now here the thing is like, sir, 2 can have its own properties. Yes. No one is stopping. 2 can have its own properties. 2 can have its own variables, its own methods. 2 even can have v1, v2 again. No problem. Yes. Then how we can access both? That is the next question. That I'll tell you. So we'll use something special keyword called super keyword and all. So that I'll tell you. Yes. Understanding my point? So whenever I'm saying v1 method, they are members of 1, but the members of 1 are taken over by 2, taken over by 2. So that is why the one's members are also 2's members. One's members are also 2's members. Am I clear with my idea or not? Yes. Okay. Now 2t is equal to new 2. So you said t dot v1. So t dot v1 means you are getting that 51. T dot meth means you are getting hello, I am a child class. Hello, I am a child class. Yes or no? So actually it is in the parent, of course. Yes, of course it is in the parent. But still we are saying we are using that or not. Clear or not? So that's the point. Now the next idea is to have uh, the next inheritance. The next inheritance is going to be multi-level inheritance. What is the next inheritance, sir? Multi-level inheritance. Multi-level inheritance. So when I'm talking about multi-level inheritance here, when I'm talking about multi-level inheritance means there will be multiple levels. There will be multiple levels of inheritance. There will be multiple levels of inheritance. Getting my point? There will be multiple levels of inheritance. Okay. In this, we have multiple levels of inheritance. Multiple levels of inheritance. In multi-level inheritance, what will happen? There will be multiple levels of inheritance. So multiple levels of inheritance means what? We will have, suppose now this building is there, third floor, second floor, first floor, ground floor, like that levels. Here also same. Logic is same. Yes? Okay. Now I will say class 1. Now what I'm saying, class 2 extends 1 means 1 is taking the properties of, oh sorry, 2 is taking the properties of 1. Okay. Now I will say class 3. Okay. Extends 2. Class 3 extends 2. Yes or no? Now let's say I will have V2. V2 is equal to 15. Okay. And V3 is equal to 66. Got it? Now what is there in class 1? V1 is there. In class 2, in class 3, right? Okay. Now I'll say class 4 extends 3. Class 4 extends 3. Got it? Class 4 extends 3. Here or not? Okay. Now what I'll do is, now I will go for void meth 4. Void meth 4. Now 4 contains V1, V2, V3. Uh, uh, if at all we are creating V4, let's say V4. Okay, V4 is equal to 122. Okay. Now meth 4 contains what? I mean 4 contains what? Class 4 contains what? V1 also, V2 also, V3 also, V4 also. What my point? What class 4 contains? V1, V2, V3, V4. Okay. What class 2 contains? V1, V2. Class 2 contains V1, V2, isn't it? Okay. What does class 3 contain? V1, V2, its own V3. Its own V3. What class 4 contains? V1 also, V2 also, V3 also, and its own V4 also. Okay. Now, now can we access all of them? V1 plus V2 plus V3 plus V4. Now can we access all of them? Yes or no? No, just now you said, isn't it? What you said? V4 will contain, sorry, class 4 will contain V4, V3, V2, V1. Now what is wrong in adding those things? Is there anything wrong? Is there anything wrong in adding those things? Anyhow, we can access, no? Yes, no need of creating any object or anything. Directly, they are members of 4 only. They are members of 4 only. Yes or no? Am I crystal clear or not? Okay. Now let's call 4. How to call 4 now? Tell me. How to call 4? FOUR. Hmm. FO calling. FOUR F is equal to new. Yes. FOUR space F is equal to new FOUR. Done or not? Yes or no? Okay, then system dot out dot println. What I'll say here? I will say F dot V1. I can say F dot V2. I can say F dot. Can I say or not? Yes or no? Why? Because 4 is containing all those things. 4 is containing all those things. Okay. Anyway, I don't want to say it. because I use it here only. Okay. Now, can I say f dot meth? Can I say f dot meth? Yes or no? Why? What is the reason? Why? What is the reason? How can I use that meth? What is the reason? Why you can use meth? Because it is getting inherited. It is getting inherited. It is getting acquired. It is getting acquired. Acquired by whom? Acquired by 4. It is getting acquired by 4. Is it coming from class 1, class 2, class 3? One of the classes? Is it coming from one of the classes? Yes or no? Why it is possible, sir? It is multi-level. It is multi-level. One is the first floor, two is the second floor, third, three is the third floor, like that. Yes or no? Multi-level. Multi-level. Yes. Okay. Now f dot method. Then what you'll say? F dot method 4 also. Am I clear with my points or not? Yes. 4 I can access. 4 I can access. Yes. Okay. 4 how can I access? 4 f is equal to new 4. Okay. How can I access METH? By saying f dot meth. Sir, f dot meth is not there in 4. No, no need. It is there in one of its parents. Yes or no? Right? 3 is the immediate parent. 3 is the immediate parent. Yes or no? 2 is the grandparent. Next, 1 is the great grandparent. In simple words to understand. Right? So, in Telugu you say, no, muttata, tata, tandri, koduku. Right? Son, son, father, grandfather, great grandfather. Yes. Am I clear? Now great grandfather properties will come to the grandson, no? Great grandson. Yes or no? Okay, like that. In simple terms, you need to understand. Because once you understand the programming in simple terms, technically you'll understand. Okay, technically there will not be much difference. So now what are the answers I got? Tell me. Hello, I am a child class. And why you got 254 as the answer? Tell me. Why you got 254? Because when you said meth 4, okay. When you said meth 4, where the call is going? The call is going here. The call is going here. Yes or no? The call is going here. What it is adding? It is adding 122 plus 66 plus 51 and plus 50. All of them it is adding. Understood my points? Yes. So this is what is which level of inheritance? Multi-level of inheritance. Which level, sir? Multi-level inheritance. Which level of inheritance? Multi-level of inheritance. So when you talk about multi-level inheritance, it is all about the levels. It is all about the levels basically. Got it? Yes. Clear with multi-level inheritance? Fine, great. Next we will talk about hierarchical inheritance. Which inheritance? Hierarchical inheritance. Okay. So in hierarchical inheritance, what happens, sir? In hierarchical inheritance, in this, okay, in this, we have a single parent class and two or more child classes. Two or more single parent class and two or more child classes. Two or more child classes. Okay. Right. So how it is possible, sir? Okay. Now let's say, okay, I'll just give some mathematical thing over here. So class shape. Now class rectangle is rectangular shape. Rectangle extends shape. Now technically speaking, rectangle is a shape. Obviously. Now Class circle extends shape. Done? Yes or no? Class circle extends shape. Yes. Is circle a shape? Is rectangle a shape? Is circle a shape? Obviously. Now, class square extends shape. Now, is square a shape? Rectangle is a shape. Circle is a shape. Square is a shape. Now, what is rectangle, circle, and square? They are the children of the shape class. They are the children of the shape class. It is as simple as that. Yes? Am I clear? Yes or no? So every shape, okay, will have perimeter, area. Yes or no? Getting my point? Okay. Now let's declare them. Now let's say void area. I'll not write anything. Why, sir, you are not writing anything? I cannot calculate area for a shape. I can calculate area for a rectangle. Shape means all the shapes in the world, all rectangles, squares, octagons, hectagons, septagon, pentagon, all are these shapes. Will you find area for a shape? You'll find area for a rectangle. You'll find area for a circle. You'll find area for a square. Now something like RBI. Now if I go project specific. Now if I create a class RBI, will RBI have any working like a bank? Normal HDFC bank. See, HDFC bank is the child of RBI. Yes or no? Reserve Bank of India. So Reserve Bank of India is not there for withdrawing money, depositing money, but for every bank, RBI is the head. Am I clear? Yes. So RBI is the parent. RBI is the parent, and all the banks are the children of that RBI. Technically speaking. Now here also same shape. Shape is there. So what does shape say? Rectangle is me only. Circle is me only. Square is me only. Yes or no? But the point is, shape is giving you the specifications. Shape is giving you what? Specifications. Who should implement that specifications? The children. Am I clear? Am I clear with my point? So who is giving the specifications? Specifications are given by the parent class. Specifications are given by the parent class. Who should utilize them? The children has to utilize. The main concept of inheritance is that only. Parent will give. See, RBI is telling what? RBI is telling that the interest rate should not be increasing 10.5. Means all the banks should work on that only. Yes. So I am suppose I am a HDFC bank. I cannot say I will not listen to RBI. Can I say that? No. Why? Because it's a subsidiary. It's a subsidiary, or it is the child of RBI. Hope you are understanding my points. Yes or no? So that is the reason you will have the parent for. So parent is there for what? Giving the specifications. Parent is there for giving the specifications. Child is for implementing that specifications. Now, what specification shape is giving? Shape is giving area. Shape is giving area. Shape is giving perimeter. Shape is giving perimeter. Okay, empty specification. It is not saying you have this code something. No, empty. Okay. Now I will have void circumference. I'll have what? Void circumference. Okay. Now shape is giving me area specification. Shape is giving me perimeter specification. Shape is giving me circumference specification. Yes. Am I clear? Area, perimeter, and circumference. Area, perimeter, and circumference. Specifications are given. Now who should use them? The children should use them. Because rectangle will have area, rectangle will have perimeter. Yes or no? Now RBI will not have any customers, but HDFC will have customers, ICICI will have customers, IDBI will have customers, IndusInd Bank, ICICI Bank, all these are the subsidiaries of RBI only. They will have the customers. RBI, I cannot go to RBI and withdraw money. I cannot go to RBI and deposit money. But I am doing as per the rules of RBI. Means RBI is only giving me specification. Try to understand this small point. Yes? Okay. Now rectangle. Now data is not there. Shape is not giving me any data. Shape is not giving me any data. I have to create my own data. I have to create my own data. Here is where constructors will come into the picture. Who will come into the picture? Constructor. You know constructor? Constructor means a method. Constructor means a method. A method that will have the same name as of its constructor concept is finished now for you. Not over? Okay. Okay, we'll talk about constructor later then. Okay. Methods, you have idea, no? Okay, fine. So methods means constructors you will get, no problem. Now rectangle. Rectangle will have what? Length and breadth. What rectangle will have, sir? Length and breadth. So int length. Okay. Int length is equal to 5. Okay. Next. Int breadth is equal to 6. See, this length and breadth shape cannot give. Why, sir? Because whose measurements are that particular class measurements only, no? How will shape, no? Shape is only giving me area, perimeter, and circumference because most of the shapes will have that only. Volume. Now, volume also will be there. Cuboid, cube volume. So, we will not make it so complicated. Yes, those are the specifications common for all the shapes. Am I crystal clear? Okay. Now, I'm using that area. What I'm using now? Void area. I'm using what? Void area. Yes. So area. What is the formula for area? Length into breadth. Now simply I'll say system dot out dot println. Okay. Length into breadth. Length into breadth. That's it. Now rectangle. So shape is giving me area, perimeter, and circumference. But rectangle cannot use circumference. No. Can rectangle use circumference? No. Why? Because rectangle will not have any circumference. Yes or no? But it definitely have area and perimeter. So what my point here is, parent will give you so many things. Parent will give you so many things, but it is up to you, up to the child to use what. If you want to use only area, you just use it and leave. No need to use everything. Understanding my points? No need to use everything. So we can just use the area. We can just use the perimeter. Okay. Now I'll say simply void perimeter. Void perimeter. So here void perimeter. What is the formula? 2 into 2 into length plus breadth. Right? Circumference, circle will use. Circumference, circle will use. Circle will also have area. Yes or no? Understanding my points or not? Okay. Now I will call only rectangle. Other things I'll give it to you. Okay, so you can use uh, whatever you want. Okay. Now what I'll say, rectangle R is equal to new rectangle. Done. Okay. R dot R dot area R dot sorry R dot perimeter. Done. Understanding? Use the specifications. Do the logic. Get the answer. That's it. Yes. I'm using the parent class specification. Parent has given me. What parent has given me? Parent has given me area specification. Parent has given me uh, perimeter specification. As a child, I'm using those two things. Yes or no? Now, no need to recreate. The power of inheritance is reusability. What is the power of inheritance? Reusability. You are reusing. What you are doing, sir? You are reusing the resources. What you are reusing? You are reusing the resources. Am I crystal clear or not? What you are doing? You are reusing the resources available. Yes or no? So there will be so many parent classes. There will be so many parent classes. Okay, there will be so many parent classes. So they will be used. They will be used. Okay, just a second. Okay, ma. Right. Thank you. So we will meet tomorrow.